What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 34 of the Nightly Nonsense Podcast. I'm your host, Adam. I'm here with Dave and Chris. So, guys, last night I was thinking about this and I want to get your guys' take on this sports take of mine. I don't know why this popped into my head, but I was just thinking about it.
Tell us.
I think that if you took the best 1-2 punches in NBA history and made a team of the ones and made a team of the twos, that the twos would beat the ones.
Really?
And my thought process behind this is because I think all twos have the ability to be a one, but are willing to take the back seat when none of the ones would have too much star power that I think they'd clash.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. And I think the ones would not know how to play as well as a collective unit, where the twos literally got their fame and success from not being selfish and playing as a good teammate. So
give me the favorites. I'll take the ones.
So I will say, I almost think my argument got a little flawed when I started to build out these teams, just because I'm looking at it on paper and I'm like, how could I say that this team could beat the other team? So I right before hopping on here, I Googled best 1-2 punches in NBA history and built what I thought was the most complete teams for both of them.
Okay.
So team one is Steph, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
Give me those. Give me that.
Tim Duncan.
Okay. And who's the twos?
So the twos, to actually build a team, this is kind of how I had to do it. So the point guard is Bob Cousy, unless you think on this podcast we can get a better point guard. Do
you have Clay as your two?
I have Dwayne Wade as the two, Clay as the three.
Okay.
Scottie Pippen as the four, Shaq as the five. So Shaq is a differentiator because
Shaq is going to dominate Tim Duncan, I feel like.
I agree. And then so you could also you could go probably a smaller team. And who would you say, because it had one of the best 1-2 punches in NBA history as Magic and Kareem, but it had Magic as the one and Kareem as the two. So I could also throw Kareem in here, go Dwayne Wade, Clay, Scottie Pippen, and then a 4 and 5 of Kareem and Shaq. But that team is then not
LeBron and Dwayne Wade aren't even in the conversation here.
LeBron's a one.
Yeah, LeBron's the one, D Wade's the two.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And we're just deciding on twos right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get the concept?
I do.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were saying that you had to build a team of ones and twos together.
You either have all ones and then all twos.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I wasn't questioning your intelligence. Just that question made me feel like you were saying, do you put LeBron?
But then did we say that D Wade is on the two team or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Because he's obviously the two for LeBron.
Got it.
So, but I don't know if we would consider
long pause.
I started typing to pull it back up. Like I said, it has Magic and Kareem as a 1 and 2, and it has Magic as the one, Kareem as the two.
Yeah.
But I think you could also probably do John Stockton, Karl Malone, and then if Stockton's your point guard, that's probably better than Bob Cousy. Definitely. I don't know. Obviously, if you look at them on paper, you seem like an idiot if you say team one can beat team two can beat team one. But I can't see any, with the exception of Tim Duncan and Steph, because Steph also doesn't necessarily need the ball in his hands. Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, I don't see them actually meshing and playing well together.
I don't feel like they would either. But then there'd be a lot of people who'd get on here. A lot of the LeBron lovers would get on here and be like, oh, LeBron's been a point guard has been running as the one for a lot of his career and is able to distribute the ball well, and he would be totally fine.
Oh, for sure. But that's also a 40-year-old LeBron that you have now. If you take the Heat LeBron when it was him and D Wade and Bosh, that
he's
LeBron,
the leader.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What if we take out the variables of how the players play together? Let's say we're talking NBA 2K.
Oh my God.
You're taking the one team,
yeah,
right?
It's absolutely game over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That might have to be our baseline. That might have
In
to
a
be our
video
standard.
game,
Yeah.
not like real life.
It's based on real life because they wear those suits with like the little balls on them when they're like building the game. So it's based on real life.
No,
You might be onto
I
something.
know that.
Either way, just kind of wanted your guys' thoughts
Dude,
on it.
LeBron on the video game literally looks like real LeBron.
It's crazy how accurate video games have gotten.
But
I don't think it's a hot take. I think I still take the one team
But
for
you
sure.
think there's an argument to be made,
But-
or like if it's a
I think it'd be close.
if it's a
Yeah.
7-game series,
I'd love to
Team
watch the
2's
game.
taking a couple games.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with that.
Maybe
for
go
sure.
6, maybe go 6 games, 4-2. Like,
Yeah,
I could see that. But
Yeah.
I think team 1 would have to figure it out. Like, I think team 2 wins game 1 of a 7-game series.
and
because
maybe
team-
even game 2, and then game 3, the ones are like, all right, we are better. Let's
Yeah.
figure it out, and then they just roll them 4 straight.
Exactly. It's like the Spider-Mans in No Way Home. They have to figure out how to work together.
There you go.
Yeah.
Spidey 1,
Wow,
Spidey 2,
look at
Spidey
that.
3. He brings it all together.
Exactly.
I do think that would have been a perfect segue if we wanted to jump right into the Marvel draft, but I got more NBA talk.
Okay.
Did you see Austin Rivers' comments on the Pat McAfee show that he said there's 30 guys in the NBA that could play in the NFL right now, but no guys in the NFL that could play in the NBA right now? And I genuinely believe that if you had to, if you built the best team of NBA, all right, let me word this correctly. If you took the best NFL players that are the best at basketball and made them play in an 82-game NBA season, I think they could win some games. Where if you took the best football playing NBA players and made them play in a 16-game NFL season, they would not win a single game.
And I
No,
think
and
that
they
a
might
majority of the team would suffer from torn ACLs and not be
Concussions
able-
and just being dead.
They just wouldn't even be able to do it.
This is always my biggest thing where I feel like the American soccer fan says this all the time, where they're like, oh, if our best athletes played soccer like everywhere else in the world, we would dominate. And it's like, just because you're athletic doesn't mean you're good at soccer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of guys. We've talked about this on here before, but I feel like there's a lot of athletes that if they had to try to go kick a soccer ball, they would look like the most unathletic people alive.
Like they're
Like-
like, oh, just imagine Tyreek Hill on the wing. I'm like, okay, but can he kick a ball?
Yeah.
Does
I mean,
he have the footwork?
exactly.
But are you guys in agreement that an NBA team of NFL players would have more success than an NFL team of NBA players?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Without a
For
doubt.
sure.
I
100%.
mean, not even a second thought about that. And I saw JJ Watt responded to him and was like, yeah, good joke. Pretty
He's
much.
like,
I mean,
you're
he-
currently not on a roster and neither, so be quiet.
Exactly. Exactly. He got him on that.
Blasted.
Blasted, roasted.
I just don't
Gross.
think, I really don't think it's true. Like, I'm trying to think who in the NBA would like be able to go out and play receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, like let's say like we took LeBron. What would he even play in the NFL? Tight end, maybe?
Tied in.
He would play tight end, but like LeBron can't even take like a hard block, let alone getting
Yeah.
Yeah.
coming
Dude,
coming over the middle and a safety just lighting him up.
Yeah. Not to mention getting blasted off the line first.
I was gonna
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
I think that's the thing they don't realize. Like, yeah, maybe if we were playing like a game of like flag
football.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
Like-
a lot of people just underestimate like how much like checking, how like strong a check from like DK Metcalf off the line, or like just even just like a any kind of corner, like how hard just like their arms coming out just to just push you right off the line. And that's not even full contact. That's just
Yep.
like keeping you at a distance. If I run into that, I'm getting knocked over, and I'm a big boy.
Yep.
Yep. He was right. I mean, it's just there's no chance.
So now, like, to the argument I just made about if our best athletes played soccer, like if LeBron dedicated his whole life to being a football player and like never touched a
Oh, yeah.
basketball, then sure,
Different
I can
story.
see. I could see him being in a completely different type of shape. He would be a completely different 6'8". He probably wouldn't even be a tight end, to be honest. He'd be like a
He'd be like a
DN or a
D-end,
D tackle.
D-end.
I could
I
see
think he'd
him
be a
like
D-end.
not like never really putting on that much weight and kind of staying like super skinny.
But
and being
6'8" at receiver?
That would be sick.
It'd be crazy. I mean, who's 6'8" that played wide receiver? There's somebody out there that did. Wasn't like
Let's see. Tallest NFL wide receiver. Harold Carmichael came in
Yeah,
at
Harry
6'8".
Carr. I knew that.
Derek Carr, brother.
So like 6'5" is like a big wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big human being.
T.O. was like a big receiver. He was like 6'4", wasn't he?
Calvin Johnson was 6'5", and that dude looked like head and
yeah.
shoulders above everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Calvin Johnson.
Mike Evans is 6'5".
Yep.
Yeah, he looks big. I'm trying to think of like,
6'3".
how big's like Jimmy Graham? Because he's a tight end. Look that
Jay
up.
Gray.
Jimmy Graham. He
Look that up.
is
I'll look
up Greg
6'7". So yeah,
I'll
like
look up Greg Olson.
LeBron would probably be a tight end, but like,
Yes.
does LeBron have hands? Just because he's big doesn't mean he can catch the ball.
No, he would probably swallow up the football. His hands are
Greg
huge.
Olson's 6'5".
I love Greg Olson.
And then if you were building a team, like who in the NBA is playing quarterback? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's got to be somebody that at least played in high school in there.
I mean,
how
how tall is Steph?
6 foot.
6 foot.
Bro, just
So that'd be
arching
like-
bombs.
Your little Drew Brees.
They're all just trying to
Drew
throw
Brees.
alley oops. They're just
Yeah.
throwing these like lazy little passes.
Yep. It's like, just throw it up to me. I've got it.
Either
now, that
way,
would be
though,
where they would have an advantage. It's like 6'6" receiver against a 5'11" corner. Or like
I mean,
a
but
6
that's just like football today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those corners they have hops. But
And that's
so
the
do
thing, like you talking about like, oh, these NBA players verticals, like they like receivers in the NFL like have like upper 40s verticals. So it's like they're all freak athletes. And I want the record to show I also don't think an NFL made NBA team would have any success whatsoever
No,
at all.
Hot garbage.
They would all foul out within the first 5 minutes of the game and the game would be over.
Yep.
Like, I
They
think
would
that's what JJ Watt said.
tackle
He's like, to
somebody.
be clear, I don't think I would have any success. I could give you 6 hard fouls and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was on a podcast, like Micah Parsons and CJ Stroud are always on a Bleacher Report podcast. And someone asked them, is like, how many points do you think you could score in an NBA game? And Micah Parsons was like, I would average 20. I'm like, you're an idiot.
There's just no, I saw that. I saw when he said that because this debate kind of came up then too.
Yeah.
And there's
Because
just
CJ
zero
Stroud
chance.
was like, I could maybe hit a 3. And I'm like, I think that's just him being realistic.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
that's-
think guys
that's
could
just an
hit
actual
threes.
logical take.
I think guys could hit threes because of the fact that you're not having to.
Yeah, I mean, if
play
you're
in
in
the
shape,
paint,
you could get a couple off-ball screens, get open, and maybe hit a wide open 3. But like, if you had to,
Maybe.
so if you're a good enough athlete, like you could probably, if you have an open 3, but the whole thing is, can you get an open 3 in a game? But if any of them like had a one-on-one opportunity, they are not.
No,
It's
no.
simply
chance.
not happening.
Even in a scenario in which you get the ball in the corner and someone's breaking on you, I think it's really easy to underestimate how
How
crazy
quickly
it
they
looks,
close out.
of how quickly a 6'5" dude with his arms in the air closes on you, and how little amount of I really don't
mean,
even know if most people
frickin-
are
And how
getting a
much
shot
that
off.
guy's gonna freak out when that guy
Frickin-
runs at him.
Freaking Wemby's like at the elbow and getting hands-on shots on 3s. That dude's so freaking
Right.
lanky. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. He's also like a super freak.
oh
though,
yeah,
isn't
Slender Man.
Did he just win Rookie of the Year?
Yeah,
he?
he
did.
did.
Yeah.
I just
for him.
think,
Good for him. Yeah, proud
All-
of him.
which I mean, you kind of have to be like super cocky to be where you're at in your sport. But like, you have like any of these guys think that they can go do it in another sport. It's like, there's a reason you're playing the sport you're playing.
Yeah.
Like, you picked that one for a reason.
But
And-
like a guy like, for example, like a Jimmy Graham or like a Tony Gonzalez played basketball in college.
But like,
That-
we've even talked about that. Like, that's where the gap between the NBA and college is crazy because like maybe 1 out of every 10 teams in college basketball has a guy that is successful in the NBA. So just because you like, yes, it's impressive that they played in college, then went on to play another sport professionally. But again, there's a reason why they played one sport in college and didn't go on to play it professionally.
Totally. I'm just saying that you would have, I totally agree. I'm just saying you would have to have at least 1 or 2 of those guys. You would have to have a couple of those guys on your team
Yeah.
to even have any shot because they at least know how to play basketball at a high level.
Yep.
But they all suck at golf.
I can take them.
Probably so.
I've seen some swings. They're not great.
There's some that are good. Curry's
There
pretty
are.
damn good. Actually, didn't he just release a clothing line?
He's really good. He's really good. And then
Austin
Tony-
Reeves says he's the best golfer in the NBA.
And then Tony Romo, former NFL. Dude, did you hear he may start calling golf on CBS? They've asked him to be a color commentator. I don't know how he's going to do it without Jim.
Who is this?
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
Hold on. How is that possible?
He's like, well, he plays
Would
golf.
he just be a white commentator?
LOL.
Oh, my God.
I see what you did there.
Oh. Boom. But without Jim, he won't know what to do. Jim!
I feel like people loved Tony like the first 2 seasons he was in the booth, and now people are like starting to get annoyed with him.
I
He's
kind
a-
of agree with that.
Yeah. He
don't
knows
get-
a lot, but he's kind of obnoxious.
He overdoes it a little bit, but I
Yeah.
do like. I think that's what people liked was like, oh, he knows a lot. He can give me a different angle and different insight. And now it just is It starts to get a little old.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
first couple seasons, it was like ridiculous when like they're walking up to
100%.
the line. He's like calling the play like just by the formation. He's like, he's gonna look left, it's gonna be covered, he's gonna hit the guy in the slant. Then it would like happen. You're like,
Yep.
whoa, that's pretty
What?
impressive.
You're like,
But-
this guy's elite.
But now he just like he overdoes it. He's
Yeah,
Papa,
or
he's
he'll-
Papa Johnson.
Or he'll be like, and he's gonna check pull over here, and they're gonna throw a screen pass, and then they don't do that. They do something completely different. And he's like, or they'll do a little screen pass over here and drop.
If they
it in the
didn't hike
slot.
it and you would have let me keep talking, I would have gotten there.
Yeah.
But
But
Yeah.
I will say this, so much better than Chris Collinsworth. In my opinion, when we talked about Nemesis a couple weeks, Nemesises a couple weeks ago.
CNM and the Mimi.
Yep. Chris Collinsworth could be on that list. That guy drives me crazy.
Dude loves Patrick Mahomes.
Not because of that. I don't care about that as much as you, but like, I just cannot. Listening to him talk, he's so obnoxious. I'll take Tony any
Joe
day
Buck
over
and
that.
Troy Aikman are hard to beat. That's
They're
a
the
pretty
best.
elite duo.
They're the
are.
best.
You
They're
could
the best duo.
you could be watching a Chargers Bengals game. Justin Herbert will make a pass, and Chris Collinsworth will be like, "Oh, I saw Patrick Mahomes do that on Sunday night, and boy, did it
And
look
this
good."
is why the Chiefs are different because
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes scrambles and makes that play. I
Like,
can't overstate how important it is to be able to make plays outside the pocket. Like,
I've heard Chris Collinsworth like in a game like Patrick Mahomes with like an incompletion. He's like, God, he even makes those look good. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
But I have told you before too. The guy, like listening to games, no matter what, he's obsessed with the quarterback.
Always, he just loves quarterbacks.
The man is in love with, and he was a wide receiver. You would think he'd give more love to the wide receivers.
No,
but no,
it's these quarterbacks because he knows what he would be as a receiver without his quarterback.
He's like, oh my gosh, I love watching good quarterback play. Like, all right, calm down.
All right, Chris, check your shorts.
Yeah. So,
what?
exactly.
Either
But-
way,
We'll see what Tom Brady's like when he gets into the booth.
Is that reported? Is that confirmed?
Fox. I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is.
I will say he's one of those guys where like I didn't necessarily think he had much of a personality, and like now that he's been retired for a little bit, like you're seeing more of like his personality show. So I think he could be all right.
Yeah,
But we'll
he
see.
could be good. Speaking of Tom Brady,
Yeah.
is there any update on Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to segue.
Is he healthy yet?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
think-
doing all
He's
all
locked
off-season
in?
activity. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
locked in for next year. All good to go. Starting
so.
quarterback.
Yeah.
of your New
starting
York
QB.
football JETS
All right.
chess.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me know if anything changes. All right, back to Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Wow, love that guy. Adam, segue us. Come on.
So speaking of Tom Brady, did either of you guys watch the roast? I admittedly did not. I've seen clips and it sounded like it was hilarious.
I'm also a clipster.
Okay.
I watched the entire thing, all 3 hours and 4 minutes, and it was. I didn't think I was going to, but then I was like, well, I can't turn it off now. So that's me right there. That's classic. But I watched all 3 hours and 4 minutes, and it was great television. And like the reason I think it was so great, not to sound like one of these people, but like they did not care at all about being like completely
Culturally appropriate. Any of that
none
stuff.
of that. Like there was a lot of things on there that could have easily gotten someone canceled, and they just let it ride.
They were
And
just
it
sending it.
and it was like objectively.
Who went first?
Drew Bledsoe.
How was he?
He was pretty good. He was not like
He's
he
the
was
one who
full-
took a shot at his marriage, right?
Yeah, he was like, there's two things, Tom, that you'll never understand. One, being picked in the first round of the NFL draft, and two, celebrating your 28th wedding anniversary, which I just celebrated last week. So, dude,
Who set the tone for it to really kind of start popping off?
Yeah, like when did you guys are like, all right, these are good. This is pretty funny. They're tiptoeing around it, and then who just absolutely went for the jugular?
I will say, so I thought Drew Bledsoe was far from the best, but kind of off the hop, like when he started, I was like, okay, they're gonna
so
go
this
there.
is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, like it was within his first couple lines that he took a shot at Giselle and his his marriage, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna go there. But
that had to happen. Everybody would. I mean, you had to do that.
Do you guys know? Do they have to like submit their jokes? Like, there have to be some things that like Tom reads and he's like, all right, guys, like we can't do this.
No, so they don't
Tom's
do that.
not reading them. A producer is reading it.
Yeah, because they had them all on a teleprompter, so they didn't have to have a memorized.
But like, do you think Tom has like a no say list?
No,
and then like he gives that to the producer, and then the producer's like scrapping those.
So that happened. So that's what I was gonna say. So Jeff Ross, who like is the king of the roast, like that's all. I think that's all he really does, to be honest. He was like second or third, and to answer your question from a little bit ago, like I feel like he really, really set the tone because he came in on a float wearing an O.J. Simpson jersey with blood on it. With blood on it, and I was like, oh wow. But he made a joke about Robert Kraft, who was there. So I'll tell it to you. I mean, you'll see clips, so I don't care about spoiling it. I
mean, to be fair, I'm probably not going to go back and watch it. I'll just keep watching the highlights. So say whatever you want.
So Robert Kraft was there, and he roasted Tom also like later in it. But he was like, Jeff Ross was like, yeah, everyone's heard the story about the day after Tom got drafted. He went into Robert Kraft's office and was like, you just made the best decision you've made in your entire life. And then he like paused, and then he goes, and then Tom, but the part people don't know is that Tom then looked at him and said, hey, do you want a massage? And Tom got up, like everybody was laughing and like, oh, wow, I can't believe he said that. And that's the only time all night that Tom stood up and was like, don't say that. Don't make those types of jokes anymore. So like, that's the only one.
What was the joke?
Because Robert Kraft
got caught at a rub and tug.
Yeah, he got caught at a massage parlor in Jupiter, Florida, paying little women in there to do things to him.
Like on camera?
Not just generally speaking.
Possibly on camera. I don't know what's going on.
He solicited sexual acts at a massage place.
So Tom Brady said, don't say anything about Kraft.
Rub and tugs.
Don't say anything about that specific situation.
Why?
Specifically about rub and tugs.
I think it might be like it is a criminal investigation. Well, I think the investigation's long over, but like it's a criminal act, and I'm sure that I don't know why
he stood up at the roast and said, "Don't say that."
Dude, you can hear him on camera. He leans over and is like, "Don't say that shit." That's what he said.
That's really weird. That makes me want to investigate this. What's going on here? Why is he so defensive of that?
That's the only thing he got defensive about all night. They made fun of his wife.
Did they make any he kisses his kids for too long on the mouth jokes?
Didn't do that, and I thought about that mid roast, and I was like, I wonder if anyone's going to go there. And they
That
did
was
not go
probably on the no-fly list.
there. Yeah,
I did
But-
because you brought up what was his name? Joe Ross?
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross.
Jeff,
Yeah.
no relation.
That always makes me laugh with like what business does Nikki Glazer have roasting Tom Brady? Like what business does this Jeff Ross guy? Those
They're
people
professionals.
they're just like professional roasters. I do think
They
it's
are.
funny that like they're just always there.
They are. Nikki was the MVP. Her
That's
and
what-
then
That's what I heard. I heard she was hilarious, but it's like what beef does she have with Tom Brady?
yeah,
Nothing.
none.
She's just getting ducats, getting paid.
She's just
Yeah.
being funny.
She's just working.
Her and then what was the guy that we looked
Tony
up? Chris-
Hinchcliffe.
Those two were the MVPs.
Whom?
Tony Hinchcliffe. Who
Let me look up.
He does kill Tony. It's like this traveling event that goes around and people can come up and do like 40 seconds of stand-up comedy.
Okay.
And then they just obliterate them and tell them how bad they are, crush their dreams. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Dude, he went after every person on the stage, and it was hilarious.
A personal
murdered.
attack.
I mean, he
Eh.
just blasted everyone.
And
People
you
were
talk
catching
about
stray shots too. It was just hilarious.
Kim Kardashian caught a stray, and she was just minding her own business down in the crowd. Like
Just catching heat.
she ended up coming up on the stage though and doing her own roast of Tom.
How was her
So-
performance?
I hate
No,
that.
it was fine. She got booed.
I heard that. I saw that on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Did
She got
Kraft
booed.
get booed?
No. Dude, he didn't get booed because he pretty much went up there and Kevin Hart made him and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady all take a shot together and was like, look, we all love each other. And then Kraft was like, Bill Belichick's the best coach of all time. And like,
But isn't it like a joke that anytime Kraft gets on the stage, everybody boos no matter what? That would have been
It's-
funny if they did that.
That's
It
that's
should've been.
Goodell.
Oh, that's what that is.
yeah, come on. I was like, who's booed Robert Kraft? Which I would if I was there. But
I
like,
personally would, yeah, but Goodell, the old commish.
yeah.
Damn. It's funny that you mentioned the teleprompter. Did you hear about that? Like what was going on with the teleprompter?
I heard that Bert said he was reading.
He
Bert Kreischer
kept
was
reading it
them.
and he was laughing at the jokes before they were said because he was like, he thought it was funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was like, I couldn't stop. I just kept doing it.
Probably on a
Two-
sugar high from all the Kool-Aid. he
That's what
drinks.
I would be doing. Yeah, all that
Two-
Kool-Aid.
Two guys who deserve a lot of props, and I haven't heard a lot. And I mentioned it to you guys before we hopped on. Julian Edelman he got up there and could have easily been canceled. Like he went after everybody.
Okay.
Not everybody that was there, but like he made an Aaron Hernandez joke. He went at Tom. He was making some real inappropriate guy jokes about, all sorts of fun stuff. Like it was good. And then Gronk, everyone was making fun of Gronk all night and like calling him dumb. And then he got up there, looked like he was probably on a lot of cocaine,
nice,
and
nice.
was hyped up, and then like went off. But the funny part about his is like after every single joke, he's like, I wrote that one. Like I wrote that. You guys think it's funny. Like he wanted
I'm not
everyone to
dumb. I
like-
wrote it.
And he said that one time. He's like, you all think I'm dumb. And look, I wrote that joke. That's funny. So
It is a good feeling. I will tell a quick personal story. When I was in Washington D.C. for there was like it's like some big news association conference. It's like almost like a gala. It's like black tie. Like all these like super important people are there, and they go and they
Sick
roast
flex.
like the press associations, kind of like the
Yep.
politicians roast the press.
yeah.
But it's in like a very formal setting. But it's so anyway. We met with the vice president at the White House, humble brag, that day.
Wow.
nice.
And while we were in there meeting
Who
with
was the
them,
VP at the time?
it was Mike Pence, which is a real bummer, but it was still a cool experience.
Still the VP. Still
you
the
don't
VP.
like Mike. You don't like Mike Pence.
It was just like meeting with a fake politician robot that is just like built to like sit down and have fake meetings and accomplish nothing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wasn't a lot of personality brought up.
No, but he was like, I have this thing tonight. You guys are going to be at it. If you have any jokes, text me and yeah, because I'm looking. I don't have a bunch of jokes. I need a joke for tonight. So we wrote him a joke, and I worked on it like while we were just riding around in cars, just come up with a couple drafts, and then I ran it by my buddy Parker Bryden, comms team, and he told me one that he liked, and then he's like, the rest are trash. And so he sent that one, and he ended up using it that night, and the crowd loved it. So
That's pretty sick.
I like that.
I love
like
that for you.
That's a good personal story.
Do you remember the joke?
It was something about
Who did it take a shot at?
it was something. It was a shot at like building the wall, but it was also a shot at the press and how they were interacting with Trump, and it was like Trump might not actually be building a wall, but he's definitely going to build a wall in between the West Wing and the White House this year. So I forget what it was, but it was
Okay.
good.
Solid delivery there.
I
Well,
see
I
the
don't remember the joke. If
Yeah,
you don't
I see
remember
the-
a full joke, it's
I
pretty
see
hard
the
to deliver
potential in it. I see
There
the
was something there. It was
I see
pretty
the
funny.
potential in it.
Just kidding.
So, who would you guys like to see roasted?
I love the rumors flying around that Tiger's next. I think Tiger will be good.
Tiger
So,
would be fun. Yeah.
I do think I've seen like now that he's at the back end of his career, he's another one where you've seen more of his personality, and I think like he would take it well.
Yes. I do.
Which
Yeah, but
also,
I'd
I don't
also,
think
like-
anyone would sign up for this if they're like kind of like, because I have here, I'm like, who would be an absolute stick in the mud and like wouldn't really like be
Yeah.
good, but like you're not gonna sign up for that if you know you're that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
I
there
mean,
been a
look-
Trump roast?
Yeah. Well,
There has
he was, and his was good, and it was before he was president. So like, he
He could do
was
another one, and he'd be
he could
down
do
for it. I
another
feel
one.
like maybe, but I feel like he also is like secretly like steaming inside anytime anyone
The f-
makes a joke about him.
the first roast I remember is the Bieber roast,
that was a good one.
and then
Pete
who was
Davidson. Pete Davidson
the
killed
Pete,
it at that
the
one.
Pete Davidson roast was hilarious, and like one of the ones that I thought was so funny, which was Peyton Manning, and he was like, I got introduced to him backstage, and I thought it was like a Make-A-Wish situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the guy at the Tony guy that we were just talking about this
Yeah.
one, he reused though one of Pete's jokes from that roast of Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Okay.
Because
no.
he redid the "Hey you guys" joke. He's like, "Hey you guys," and I was like, "That one's been used, man."
Someone that I would like to see roasted, I'd kind of like to see a curveball, like someone you wouldn't expect, and so I feel like a roast of Oprah would be really funny.
Just
Or like-
take on
Or like Dr. Phil,
Yeah, Dr. Phil roast would be hilarious.
yeah. Those
the
would be good.
Queen.
Queen's
Dr.
dead.
Oz, the Queen.
The Queen's dead, but as we
Still
learned from
roast her.
this one,
A
Yeah.
Lizzo roast would be pretty funny.
lots of material there.
Ooh, the Lizzo roast. That could get people on the internet would not be happy about that
Yeah,
one.
a Taylor Swift roast.
Oh my God. There would be riots in the streets.
Yeah, I love.
I don't think Taylor Swift would take it well.
A Charles Barkley roast would be pretty funny.
Oh,
as
that
well.
would be good.
Oh, that'd be a really good one.
Or
yeah.
a Shaq.
You know, like we were
Shaq
talking-
appears in a lot of the roasts. I don't
He
know if
does.
he's
Yeah.
been roasted.
he was at the Justin Bieber roast.
Yep.
So what was I gonna say? Shoot. Oh, when we were talking about Tiger Woods, another golfer that wouldn't. I don't think Phil Mickelson would be good.
No,
I feel
no
feel
other
like,
golfers would be good.
but I feel like when they do Tigers, if they do it like Tom's, where they have other golfers there, like Phil Mickelson's gonna make an appearance. Like
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Justin
have to.
Thomas would 100%
Justin Thomas
be
will
there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't think, like you just said, Chris, like I don't think there's another golfer that like Brooks takes everything super personally.
Yeah.
Bryson takes everything. Like
There's
also-
just not big enough names.
I was gonna say there
either,
also
like-
is not too many other golfers that like, ooh, I would love to hear people just talk crap about them. Like, you know,
Well, and like a lot of the world, like it sounds crazy to us because we know, but like a lot of the world doesn't even know who like Justin Thomas is.
oh, for sure.
No, yeah,
you know
you're
what I
right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we mentioned, like Tiger is somebody that everybody knows.
oh, household name for sure.
Yeah, I think when he retires, as much as you guys love him, I think Patrick Mahomes will do it
I think he needs to retire. I think it's time.
right now.
He needs
I
to
mean,
give,
soon. Like this
take
should
the
be probably
NFL.
his last year.
let the NFL be open again.
Just caddy for your son and have him.
Oh, you're talking Tiger.
Yeah. Who are
I
you
was talking
talking?
about Patrick.
You said
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he could also retire.
I was like-
call it, quit while you're ahead. Honestly,
I do think when the time comes, he would be one that he would take that well. I think
Yeah.
Kelsey would be hilarious roasting him.
And he's big now, so you could do him.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
always been pretty big though. I think he's like 6'5".
Yeah. It's the third time.
Chris with the
made
All right,
it.
Zingers
let's
tonight.
let's get this draft going so we have time.
All right.
All right.
So for those who tuned in last week, because we have a bunch of frequent listeners constantly tuning in, we tease that we'll be doing a Marvel movie draft because Dave's been on a heater. So this will be your Marvel movie draft.
Bingo. Bum, bum, bum.
5 picks each, Marvel movies. And this is everything a part of the MCU. So not like the X-Men, which are technically Marvel, but they're not a part of this MCU. So
Yes. I agree. I like it.
because we keep saying when we do these drafts, we'll put a poll out and we'll see who wins. And I don't think we've done that for the last 2. I don't know how we will decide the order. So boys, how do we want to decide the order?
What do you want to do? Should we do our 3-2-1 deal?
I can just do a nice little random order generator, unless that's what Chris is pulling up here.
Skibidi-boobidi-bop.
Best friends?
All right, ready? Going. This will be going first.
Am I Nanam?
Oh, there's sound. It's Dave.
Dave with
going
the first
first.
pick.
With a big A.
Remove.
Ooh, is it
Trisper Natum.
Trisper Nanam. Dang, I hate the second pick. All right. So it goes Dave, Adam, Chris.
Hold on, we have to see who's third.
All right, good call, good call. Spin
call.
that wheel.
Right on the
Chris.
name.
Oh,
no.
I thought we were going to be right on Shrisp.
We should do a podcast one.
I see you were doing some Rotten Tomatoes research, eh?
Oh, I just had to. It was. I just honestly needed a list of everything so I could just get a consensus ranking.
Yep. I did that earlier and did my best to rank them in a way that I thought was actually my rankings, even though I just kind of ran through it.
I'm
Sure.
fresh on all of them, so I don't need any of that. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's friggin' rockety roll.
All right, Dave, with
All
the
right.
first pick in your Marvel's movies draft. Bam, bada bam, bada bum, bum, bum.
That was really on pitch. And because of that, I am going to go with the first overall pick of Avengers Infinity War is the first one. That was my favorite of the two between Infinity War and Endgame. I think those two movies are electric. There's a lot of other ones that are really good, obviously, but I think it's deserving of the first overall pick. I'm going with Avengers Infinity War as my number 1 pick.
Okay. That was 6 on my big board.
Ooh, 6th. So you had it going in the late second, early third.
I did. That is correct.
Okay. Well, I don't feel bad about it.
No, that's a great pick. I think you're going to find a lot of people having that as their 1, 2, 3 top tier in the
Sure.
movie category.
Sure.
So to me, this was number 1 on my big board. I feel like as we've been talking about Dave, your journey, I've been very adamant that this was my favorite movie. So I'm going to go with the second pick. The original Iron Man.
Good pick. Very good pick. Very solid. Great movie. Definitely a top 4 for me.
I don't know. You liked Iron Man 2 more than Iron Man 1.
Well, that's why I said top 4.
So those 2 Avengers and Iron Man 1 and 2? Interesting.
Possibly.
All right.
Possibly you.
And you don't know that the other Avengers is my number 2. I said both are really good, but anyway.
I'm going with. I am inevitable,
Ooh.
and I am Iron Man. Snap. I'm going to Endgame first,
Great.
Okay.
and then I'm
Right.
going to swing back around really quickly and snag Spider-Man: Homecoming off the list.
Great.
Okay.
I didn't have that in my first 2 rounds, but very good pick. They're all so good. I've been
They're-
saying this
I was
throughout my
gonna say
journey.
no one's gonna
like-
have a bad team here.
No.
So I'm glad you went Homecoming. So I did have Homecoming high on my list, but I personally, we also talked about this. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero through and through. I loved the Tobey Maguires. I
Yep.
didn't care for the Andrew Garfields, but they had their place. So so obviously here I'm taking Spider-Man No Way Home. The fact that they were bringing all the villains together for one movie, all the Spider-Mans together, it was incredible. So
Yep.
for me, I'm going No Way Home.
I love that. I love that. Great pick. All right. So I have two here.
Correct.
And this is awesome because these are two of my top four on my big board, actually. So I am going with Captain America Civil War as my first of my two picks here. Second round, third pick in the second round. And then I'll swing around, as Chris said, for my first pick of the third round, and I will go with Iron Man 2 there. As I've been vocal about through my journey, Iron Man 2, I think, is amazing. And so I'm going to go with Iron Man 2.
Adam, what was your second pick? Sorry, those are great picks. Love it, Dave.
Spider-Man No Way
No
Home.
Way Home. Got it. Okay.
All right,
Love
so
it.
back to me.
Yep.
With my third pick, ooh, voice crack there. With my third pick, I'm taking the original Avengers movie.
Good movie.
Age of Ultron.
No, the
the
Avengers.
originals.
The
Yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah, Age of Ultron's still on the board, Chris.
What? How? Oh, okay.
Great
I'm
pick,
gonna
Adam.
take great pick.
Thank you,
I
thank
didn't
you.
even know that was still on the board. I don't.
I forgot about it too, honestly.
Well, you guys both took an Avengers movie. I don't know if you guys went about your draft this way, but I like to get different coverage. Like, I didn't want to be like,
Mhm.
ooh, I got all three Spider-Mans, you know?
Yep.
I don't think that'll appeal to the masses when we actually put out a poll this time.
Yep. I agree.
So, Chris, you got back-to-back skis here.
I know this is so hard.
And I know you're going to take one of mine here. I know you are.
I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with the original Thor.
Okay. I mean, you get two
Mm.
picks, so
Yeah.
I know, but I kind of want something else. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the original Thor, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
that
Good.
was
I knew you were
that
gonna
was
do
the
that.
one I knew you were gonna take.
You love Guardians of the Galaxy, and I thought that was what you were going to take when you took Thor, but obviously you get back to back, so that's
Well,
pretty much the same.
I am Groot. So
Say less.
I'm Groot. Adam, you're
I
up.
am Groot. All right, back to me. I am going Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Great movie.
yeah,
Great movie. I had my eye on that. Love that. All
So,
right.
Dave, you're rounding out your team here.
Yep. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with. Okay, I'm going. Which Spider-Man did you go? No
I
Way
went
Home.
No Way Home. So Far From Home is the only one left on the board.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Spider-Man. Far From Home.
Great pick.
Loved that. Fresh on my mind too. Just watched it. Just a couple days ago, or just last night, and then with my last pick, I am between two right now. I am between two, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with. I think I'll go with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay. Great pick. Great pick.
When we get done here, I'll tell you which I was.
You can
between
let
that
me
and-
know because I feared that it might be this one. So you can let me know if I pick it here. But
Mhm.
with my last pick, I'm going Black Panther.
Yeah,
damn, I was gonna take
That was there.
100%.
Actually, that's not what I was going to take, but it was right there. It was like if this movie I was thinking was already taken.
I feel so good about my team, and I bet you guys are also sitting there like, God, I love my team because
I
all
do
of
love
these
my team.
movies are so freaking good.
I love.
All right, Chris, last pick.
Ah, man, I don't know. This is so hard. I think I'm just gonna diversify because
Diversify that portfolio a
I
bit.
really like Iron Man 2,
I took that.
Well, that's
but
off the board.
oh, okay, that helps. I still also really like Iron Man 3, but Thor Ragnarok also really good.
That was the one I was thinking about taking.
Didn't you
but-
take OG Thor?
I did, so I think I'm gonna diversify. And I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
diversify.
Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Didn't
Good
have
film.
that on my big board. Great. I mean, they're all good.
Great film.
They're all
People
good.
just hate on Doctor Strange because they don't like the character that much, I feel like, of Benedict Cumberbatch. But he's actually like very integral to the story. Like he's very
Oh,
important to the
I
whole.
thought
Huge
the
for
first
the
I
story.
thought the first one was great. I'll be honest. Didn't love multiverse. Did not love multiverse.
I'll be
I will
watching
say-
that by next week.
One thing that has jumped out at me as I was rewatching a couple of these lately. Does anybody remember in I'm not sure if it
Dave
was
does.
the
It's
first
all
Doctor
fresh in the
Strange
brain.
or if it was no, it was the first, not the first Avengers. It was Avengers
Age of Ultron.
No.
was
Infinity
thinking about
War.
taking that.
Infinity
Okay.
War. When
Yeah.
they come back and they're at Doctor Strange's like labyrinth or whatever that layer is in New York
Yeah.
City, right?
Mhm.
And then they go outside and the three like villains that Thanos sent are there.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I forget what the Asian guy's name is that does
Wong.
the spinny thing. Wong does that spinny
That
thing.
is his name.
It is.
And then, do you guys remember he like drops the big monster through the spinny thing into like a snowy different world, and then
Yeah.
he stops it really quickly, and it cuts the guy's like head
Arm
or
off.
arm off, right?
His
Yeah.
arm, yeah.
And lots of people have the ability to do those like portal things.
Why aren't we doing that more?
Why didn't anybody do that to Thanos' arm and just get the
Just
gauntlet
like,
off of him and
sure.
have him and be in a different universe?
They should have done that.
That should
We
have been
found
the
a
go-to
hole.
strategy.
Hindsight's
We found a hole.
2020.
They didn't think about it.
I mean,
We found a hole,
They had a lot
on their
literally a
mind.
missing hole, honestly.
if freaking Peter Quill didn't have to be so hot and bothered, we would have.
Yeah, that
we
is
would've
actually
known.
really frustrating.
He really let the entire team
God.
down. He
Dude,
let
I
everyone
hated
down.
that. I hated that in the moment. I was
But then
like,
we
what
wouldn't
are
have
you
what
doing?
we've had. We wouldn't have the
Sure.
movies, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
So what were some of the next ones that didn't get picked that were on the boys' big boards here?
Ragnarok, definitely.
Definitely Thor Ragnarok.
So my next 5 here on my power rankings from what was taken, I had Shang-Chi. I was so impressed with that movie. I did not go into it with high expectations, and I thought it was phenomenal.
Mhm.
I had the original Captain America.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
had Ragnarok, since that ended up not getting picked.
Mhm.
And then I had Black Widow, and I had the original Ant-Man were my next 5 on my power rankings here.
Black Widow. I was gonna say Black Widow was so good, and it's like very underrated in my opinion. I thought Black Widow was a great movie.
Same with Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man's super underrated because
Yep.
it's not like a cool, flashy superhero.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
they're really good movies and they're
Great movie.
funny
And I
they're
love
like
Paul
smart
Rudd.
and
I
it's
love
like,
Paul
yeah,
Rudd.
they're cool movies.
No,
And
I think
also,
so, too.
Wakanda Forever is another great movie. Like,
So I will say
I still
had,
gotta watch that one. So
I
I
had
haven't seen it.
6 at the very bottom of my list purely because I haven't seen them. And that was the Incredible Hulk movie, because it doesn't even have Mark Ruffalo. It's just a
Yeah.
different guy.
Mhm.
I have not seen Eternals.
good
I have-
movie, but got horrible reviews.
I have not seen Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
I have not seen Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Dude, a bunch of these
Crazy
are what I'm
movie. You
getting
gotta
ready to
watch that.
watch. Yeah.
I have not seen Guardians Volume 3.
I've not either.
All right, well, let's lock in as a group then.
And then I haven't seen The Marvels. I haven't watched
Dude,
a
these
sing-
are all the movies
Yeah.
that I have
I
coming
haven't
up.
watched really any of the ones that came out after Thor: Love and Thunder, because I was just so disappointed.
Yeah.
So I do have a question. So the Spider-Mans, there's other Spider-Mans though. But they've also like
They're just not a part of
Acknowledge
this
that it's-
MCU.
Yeah.
But
So-
they did in Far
So
From
the
Home,
thing is, them bringing
No Way Home.
in the multiverse has allowed for literally infinite possibilities because
Right.
it's like, oh, Spider-Man exists in this
Which-
universe and Spider-Man exists in this universe.
which I don't like, without giving anything away, just think about the multiverse. Loki, the TV show. Have either of you seen it?
No.
Really, really, really good.
So
I've heard that and WandaVision are both really
I
good.
watched WandaVision, and that is the only Marvel TV show I watched start to finish. I tried watching the Falcon Winter Soldier
No,
show
no,
like
no.
4 times, and I couldn't get past like episode 3. I have
you
heard
know
great
that-
things about Thor, though.
You know that
Loki.
Loki, my apologies. I have heard
so-
good things about Thor
Because
too,
Owen
though, to be
Wilson's in
fair.
it too.
Yeah. So Captain America comes out. The next Captain America movie comes out in spring of 25 with Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
What's the next Marvel movie? Like, is that the next one to come out?
I think
I-
that, so I've been looking this up a lot. That Thunderbolts, which is going to have Florence Pugh as the Black Widow.
Okay.
You know, she was the younger
Yep,
sister.
yep.
So, and then
Ooh,
there's a lot
also-
of people in that.
I also watched Hawkeye, that TV show, to be fair, because
was Jeremy Renner was he Hawkeye in
yeah,
that?
because I'm in love with Haley Steinfeld, so that's really the only reason why I watched that.
Thunderbolts,
completely
and then
honest.
Avengers: Secret Wars, and then Avengers:
Yeah.
The Kang Dynasty. Yeah, you guys haven't even met Kang yet, have you?
No, he's in Eternals, right?
Yeah, he's like the
Yeah.
next Thanos villain.
But like that's what I brought
Yeah.
up last week. What are they gonna do with that? Because that actor is kind of being canceled.
So I
Well,
saw that.
so
Is
Loki
hold on,
develops.
is Deadpool and Wolverine? Are they bringing that into the MCU?
Yes,
The rumor is that they are, yes.
they are.
They are flat out. Excuse me.
That'll be fun.
And then
Then that's
Kang,
next.
the storyline of Kang gets developed by the Loki TV show.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. So
What's your take on them doing Fantastic Four for a third time? How do you
No.
feel about that?
Give up on that. Like we got it. One guy's a rock, one guy's fire.
I will say I loved the original Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
then the-
when it first came out,
and
it
then the
was
Michael
cool.
B. Jordan, Miles Teller Fantastic Four sucked.
None of them hold up over time. If you go
But-
back and watch one of those now, it's like, oh,
but also none of them are in this this universe, whatever
Yeah.
this is called. So this is going to be
Correct.
the first time that they're directed, produced, or whatever by this
And I
group.
think it would have been such an incredible troll job by Marvel if they would have recasted Chris Evans as the Human Torch, because he was the Human Torch in the original.
That'd be funny.
He at least
So-
needs to make an appearance of some kind in that movie.
So, Tom, I read this last night. So, Tom Holland has agreed also, and Zendaya, for Spider-Man 4.
Tom
Um,
Holland is signed on for 3 more Spodermans.
Good. Love that. He's a perfect Spider-Man. Like,
So
he's literally the best Spider-Man.
I don't know if we talked about this or if I talked about this with people at work. It might have been people at work, but like I think Tobey Maguire was an excellent Spider-Man. He was just like 30 years old, and everyone in that movie was just like ancient. Like Aunt May was like 97 years old in that movie. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man stunk out loud. I like Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield, but like those movies I do not think were good.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Holland is like the perfect blend of like he's not too cool and he's not like too nerdy. He's somewhere right there in the middle. And I think he's
just
fantastic.
perfect. He's just great.
He's great. He's perfect.
Great, perfect.
But-
Great.
And then I saw a quote from Robert Downey Jr. in February that says that he wants to redo
Florida.
He wants to come back as Iron Man for another movie, but I don't know how they would do that. It would have to be something in the
It'd have to be like
Alternate
with
universe.
Doctor Strange.
yeah,
with Doctor Strange.
flashbacks and a multiverse. I see trailers every so often. Marvel will sneak its way back into my algorithm, and it'll be like a fan creating a trailer of like Iron Man's daughter being the next Iron Man.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
This is America.
all right.
It's
Are we
gotta be.
moving on? All right.
We're
is it
running
done?
out of time.
We didn't even recap our teams.
Yeah, we have to recap our teams, Chris. Calm down.
Okay.
we haven't
okay.
even gone an hour yet either, and we go over an hour.
Yeah, we
every-
have.
No, we
We're
started
at an
it.
hour 09.
We're simply
way.
not. I looked
All
at
right,
it.
recap. Let's recap.
It was 8:40 when we started this bad boy.
Dave,
All right,
fire it
have the
off. Who is
meeting
your
timer
squad?
up.
All right, my squad: Avengers: Infinity War, Captain America: Civil War, Iron Man 2, Spider-Man: Far From Home, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
Guardians of the
I
Sense.
went Iron Man 1, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Avengers, Captain America The Winter Soldier, and Black Panther.
Great list.
Found
And I
forever.
went Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Homecoming, the original Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and Doctor Strange.
Also
So-
a great list.
The only Marvel for did you take Iron Man 3 or no? You literally just said your list,
No.
so that's on me. So the only one that each one of us had was one of the Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
I need you to back
Exactly.
up just enough, Chris, and get me a zoom in on that hat. I see that's
I'm trying.
that
but
looks
they
like an
keep blocking it
AKO,
out.
but what school are we thinking? So we're just seeing.
Something-
It says North Carolina.
North Carolina.
University of North
All
Carolina.
right, so we're in North Carolina on the
You
coast.
think?
it
we
kind of
gotta
looks
be.
North
We gotta be.
Carolina-esque.
We're coastal Carolina.
All right, so this week we're playing the open guesser game, the Geo guesser game.
GeoGuessr. So we just get a picture of the world and we got to figure out who we are, where we are.
And we're
who
going to
we are.
Kitty Hawk. It's off Kitty Hawk.
Yeah.
You think
it's
that's
just
Kitty?
right in here?
You think that's
don't you
Kitty
think?
Honkus and
I think it
Kill
might
Devil
be.
Hills?
Yep.
What if
right
this is
there.
like 0? Got it.
And we just
Yes.
got.
200. That's pretty good.
Oh, that is pretty good.
So it was
200
down in Florida
No. Yeah.
That would
Jackson-
be
or just
No,
Jacksonville, North
that's
Carolina.
South Carolina. South
Oh,
Carolina.
sure. Yeah.
Sure.
So we did pretty good.
That was
Pretty
good. That was
good,
an easy
pretty
one.
good.
No.
I was gonna say we.
And then we're dropped into the middle of nowhere.
All right, here we
Oh,
are.
This is up north.
Minnesota.
This is north somewhere.
It's probably not even gonna be the U.S. of A.
No, I feel like this is in Canada.
I don't know. That car's driving on the right side of the road. It looks like.
I get big Canada vibes here.
Nah. I'm
Okay.
getting Minnesota from this.
Okay.
How close can you get to that vehicle?
It's driving away.
Alaska Highway.
Alaska Highway.
Did you do just North America?
No.
Dude,
But where in Alaska? That's a big state.
dude, it looks close to Canadian border.
Okay.
Why?
Dude, it looks so Canada. It's unbelievable.
Canada. Why would Canada look any different than Alaska?
And dude, it just looks Canada-esque.
All right. You want to go right here in the corner?
I'll go. I think we should go right there in the
Do we
corner.
think it's southern or do we think it's more Midland?
No.
There's not a lot of highways up in up there.
Whoa. That's pretty good. We should
Where's
just look for the highway. We would have gotten it.
Yeah, to be fair, we would have.
Literally.
Look at that. Look at that.
All
Look
right.
at that.
Couple more.
Cardinals stink.
They do. It's for those listening right now, you have to be watching to know how to play this game.
To be
Or
fair,
do-
I think people can only
Yeah,
watch
we don't
these
have
days.
listeners anymore. We only have watchers.
Paso.
Paso,
La Terra.
All right, so we're not in America, folks.
big mountains. So
And they're going, it looks like same directions of the road. Because like if you go back, they had the arrows, like
right.
the
you're right.
arrows going the way the arrows would go here.
Would that matter?
This is giving me
Me-
like Brazil.
Mexico, I know I don't know what South America does, but Mexico drives on the same side of the road.
Brazil, they speak Portuguese, not Spanish.
What
Uh,
sport is that little kid playing?
I think he's holding
Jans-
that chicken.
Okay.
Janzata Valle de las
Jan-
Luciagas.
Janzalza.
It's beautiful wherever it is.
I
Yeah,
know,
we
I
got
kinda
some
wanna go.
we got some mountainous regions. I'm thinking like Central America.
Oh, okay.
Is there a lot of mountains?
Is there a lot of mountains in Central America?
I don't know. I think
me,
Niha-
and- me and Chris asked
I
the
think
same
Ni- I
question.
think I think Nicaragua.
There are.
In Nicaragua.
What about Ecuador?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do they speak
Peru
Spanish? there?
definitely does. Peru definitely does because that's where Machu Picchu is, and Ecuador's right next to Peru. So I it.
I like it. Right there in Quito.
Quito.
God, we're getting pretty good at this, guys. That's pretty good.
That's
That is
pretty good. That's
That
pretty
is
good.
pretty good.
In my opinion, anything under 500 is like a win.
Is impressive for sure.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
sure.
Wait.
It's the Grand Canyon.
It's the Grand Canyon.
It is the Grand
We
Canyon.
might be in the restricted area. Look for clues.
Look for clues. Spin it around. That does
That
look
kind
like
of
the
looks like a
Grand Canyon.
staircase.
That is the Grand Canyon.
What we can't see is someone underground that river drowning that guy for being where he's not
It's
supposed
the
to be.
Atlanteans.
All right, so go to Arizona and zoom in on the Grand
This was-
Canyon. That's not where the. Oh. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Is that where the
Kind
Grand
of.
Canyon is?
It's like right.
I thought it was in northwestern Arizona. Because it's kind of close to Las Vegas.
I've never been, so not familiar with its work.
I haven't either, but I just know that that's where it is. I think.
You think?
Damn, we
Yeah,
don't know where the goddamn Grand Canyon is.
It is. It's over. It's over there.
Oh, this has got to be it. Don't you think?
Yep.
Nope, that's Las Vegas.
Yeah, I said it was close to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's Lake Mead.
Okay, well, that's not it. But I bet that river right there,
Takes us to it, you think?
maybe. The Colorado River is what runs through the Grand Canyon. So can you find the Colorado River? Not that close to Phoenix.
Man, we're struggling here. We should be able to find this much quicker.
Well, I feel like it's well, it's going to be in one of those areas that's kind of darkened because
Just look up where the Grand Canyon is, Dave.
Yes, sir. Grand Canyon.
No, not basketball.
This kind of looks like it, maybe.
It is. Oh, okay. Go up from Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Straight up, and then a little west. Nope, down. That is the Colorado River, but that's in Colorado. So
Up?
yeah, like right there, right there. You're on it. You're on it. Yep. Somewhere in there.
Sure.
Put us on the body of
It
water.
seems like it should be much more noticeable on a map.
Well, we're not looking at like a map of like a satellite image.
Still,
So just put us somewhere on that water. Just slap us somewhere in there.
all right.
What direction is that water flowing?
62 kilometers.
That's a
That's
win.
good.
That's a win. That is a win.
This was much easier than when we did
Last
when
Yeah,
we did
I
that
must
the other
be
day.
on like.
Were you on like easy mode?
No, I was just on standard.
We just knew it this week. We knew when
We were
it
just
came.
on
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we got
We were just on it.
We were close for all
Ecuador
of them.
essentially.
Do we want to fire off a daily dozen just until we get one wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Until we
Fired
get one
up.
wrong.
Fired up. Fired up.
We're feeling hot. Feeling
Hot,
hot,
hot.
hot, hot. Best friends?
Best friends.
Share screen 2. Share.
Come on now.
I did this the other day by myself and only got two correct. It was incredibly hard.
Joe
Falcons.
Philbin.
Falcons.
This is
No,
AFC
that's-
East, so that
that
would
is
not
the
be Mr.
Dolphins.
Philbin.
Joe Philbin was the coach of the Dolphins.
It's a Miami Dolphins fan, folks.
Bingo. That's me.
Celtics.
Western Conference Finals in 2011 swept the Lakers. Oh gosh.
In 2011,
The Spurs?
I like
Or the Heat.
Spurs. No,
The
Heat
Heat
are
are
in the
in the East.
East.
That's what I was going to say.
Fuck.
Oh,
All right, we're
geez,
done.
Wow. Wow.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Golfers from Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy, and this golfer. That'd be Graham McDowell.
That's what I was going to say.
I guess we still got a daily dozen potential.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
It's sodium.
It just means no. Nah.
Nah,
Is it
fam.
sodium? Is
You
it
want more
sodium?
salt? Nah, fam.
We're on a heater.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
They're horrible.
Oh, jeez. Who is that?
Whose hair is that?
Who wears that brown suit with a comb over?
Chain restaurants.
The
Skip.
chick is an actress.
Sure.
Sure.
Your screen spazzes out on me too much, so I gotta pull it up on
I
mine.
don't know why it does
It's
that.
stressing me out.
What is
Okay.
that chick in? I literally can imagine her. She kind of plays like a dumb character.
Is it? It could be Amanda Seyfried.
Ooh.
What's she in?
Ted 2, the
She's in
actress in Mamma Mia. She's in
She's-
Les Mis.
She's in that movie with Justin Timberlake where they have
In
clocks
Time.
on their arm. I don't know why I've seen that movie, but that looks like her. Her and Jason Sudeikis
Jason Sudeikis, I don't think is that gray.
on the sides.
Yeah, that's kind of giving me
It is amazing. I
like
think it is
Billy
amazing.
Bob Thornton.
I don't think Billy Bob Thornton's got hair like that though.
And I
No,
don't
but-
think Billy Bob has that jawline.
Kind of looks like a picture I saw the other day of Chris Pine looking like a weirdo. But I don't think
Okay,
it's
so
him.
what's the woman's name?
Amanda
Amanda
Is it
Seyfried. Sey. How about Bill Hader?
It's
Mm,
definitely not
could be Bill Hader.
Jason Sudeikis, right?
I
No,
don't
it's
think
not
it is.
Sudeikis, and I also don't even know. I don't know if Bill Hader has that jawline either. That's a prominent jawline.
It is a prominent jawline.
Hmm.
Man, I don't know.
I don't know who that could be.
Kind of looks like they have hair plugs, whoever it is.
Just some hair plugs type of guy. I don't know who that is. Let's go to chain restaurants. Come back.
Okay.
I don't know. who
Cheesecake Factory. That's the easiest question ever.
The
It
Cheesecake
It-
Factory.
I was gonna say it had to be.
I didn't
All right.
even see it. It kept spazzing out on my I never even saw the question.
It
Prime-
said
this cheesesteak chain had
Cheese
500
steak.
locations.
cheese
primarily-
steak.
Cheese steak, not
Not-
cheesecake.
It's Charlie's for
Charlie.
sure.
right,
Oh
That's enough of
no.
that. We lost. Oh well.
We're done.
Wait,
We're
should we
done.
see? Let's see what the answer is to
To the celebrity.
the celebrity one. No, I can't even get it. So, what's that chick's name? Amanda.
Amanda
Seyfried.
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 Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
Does it not even let you
That's
give
who.
up?
That's who that was.
You have to guess
No.
them all. That's what I was trying to do also is just do like one. And then
We
give
we
up.
can
Alright.
do we can do
Let's
this
let
off-
the listeners go,
do this
the
offline.
watchers go.
All right.
Great
Well,
pod this week, boys. Great pod this week, as always. That's Nightly Nonsense. See ya.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Wiedersehen.